Hello, I'm Kathy Rhodes with Unity Consulting, where we grow people and develop leaders. I can figure you out in 2 questions. Ready? Okay, first of all, take a look at the room that you're in. I want you to split the room in half and give yourself a front of the room and the back of the room. You're going to put yourself in one of these parts of the room based on the answer to this question. What's your speed? Are you fast or are you steady? Do you walk fast? Do you talk fast? Do you think fast? Is everything about you fast, fast, fast? If you were in a car, it will be a sports car, and you'll sit at a red light and you're going to rev your engine because as soon as it goes green, you're going to take off and go, right? Or are you steady? Can you take a deep breath and settle down your mind? Do you walk at a steady pace? Do you choose a car that's very efficient in gas, and as the neighbor is revving his engine, you just smile and think, I'm not going to waste gas. I'll catch up to you in a half a block anyway. If you're fast, go to the front of your room. If you're steady, go to the back of your room. Okay, now you split your room in half and gave yourself a front and a back. Now I want you to split your room in half the other way and give yourself a left and a right. You're going to stay in your front or your back quadrant, but now you're going to move to either the left or right of that front or back quadrant, okay? So the question to answer here is, if somebody were to ask you at the end of your day, how was your day? Was it a productive day? If you would answer it this way and say, yeah, I got so much done. I had 15 items on my task list and got 10 of them checked off. I'm so excited and thrilled with that. Or would you answer it in a way like this? I had a great day. I connected with 3 people that I've been really leaving messages for. I'm so glad I finally got to connect with them. And then I connected with my team virtually. Everybody was there and they had their videos on. It was awesome. I had a great day. If you're task focused, move to the left side of your half of the room. And if you are people focused, move to the right side of your half of the room. So you're either front left, front right, back left, or back right, right? Here's who you are. If you're front left, you're fast and you're task focused. You're dominant. You're dominant, you're driven, you're demanding. You're all about results. You can make decisions. You love getting stuff done. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, is a high D for dominant. Okay, so if you're front and right, you are fast-paced and people-focused. Your I for inspiring and influential and the life of the party. Steve Harvey is a high I. All right, let's go to the steady pace. If you are the back end of the room but the right side, you are an S for steady and stable and supportive. You are steady paced and people focused. Mr. Rogers is a great example of this. There's a new movie out. You can go check it out if you never watched him when you were younger. And then if you were also steady paced but task focused, you are a high C behavioral style. You are compliant and cautious. You're the rule follower. You're not the rule breaker like your fast paced friends are. Very cautious, you're very reserved. Bill Gates is an example of a high C personality. There's a great class that I offer that allows us to really dive into each of these sessions. And I've done it many times. I've done it with law enforcement officers. I've done it with manufacturer workers. I've done it with medical people. I've done it with financial people. And every time, actually the last 6 months, every time I did it, there was always one person in the room that said, I can't believe you figured me out in 2 questions. Yeah. This is our primary behavioral style. We actually show styles in all 4 of those quadrants. And let me show you. Here, this is the disc quadrant. Okay? Dominant, influential, stabilizing, cautious. So like I said, there's a lot to learn about that. But what I want to talk to you about right now is, what do you look like during COVID-19? And I kind of chuckle a little bit because when I read this article by Dr. Rome, I thought, wow, this is so true. Okay, so I am going to reference his article And he is out there on the internet. He's a great resource when you're learning about the DISC, behavioral styles and assessments. But I'm going to read some of it. I'm going to talk into it a little bit. Okay, so just a reminder that fast-paced task person is D for dominant, right? They're very driven. They're very results-orientated. In his article, he talks about, I want you to picture a tiger in a zoo. The tiger's behind the fence, right? And you're watching and smiling and waving from the window. But the tiger's just pacing. Just pacing. I mean, just get him out of there, right? Yeah, that's a D. That's a high D personality. We're not productive. Just help me. I want to figure something. I want to do something. I want to make decisions. I want to drive it forward. That's what the high D personality is. This behavioral style, personality style, is probably having the most difficulty during this shutdown. They dream big dreams. I gotta say, I'm a high D. And as I say this, I say they, it's me, it's we. We dream big dreams. We want to accomplish tasks, right? Which are dreams. Right now, it's not happening, and that's a struggle. Here, I'm just going to read a little expert. Too many normal processes have been interrupted or disconnected, and we feel out of control. Very true. The good news, however, for this type is rather than being frustrated by what we cannot control, we find something productive to do during this time. So it may not be the mission of the company, the mission of the purpose of whatever we're driving forward to before COVID-19, but we're going to find something. It might be doing videos. It might be volunteering somehow. It might be giving them knowledge. I know a few weeks ago I did some Zoom trainings because I get it. I know Zoom. And there were some friends of mine, teacher friends, that were struggling. I thought, let's get on Zoom and I'll teach you Zoom. I feel so productive with that. Okay, let's move on to our fast-paced, people-focused friends. And this is I for influential. All right, influencing, interactive. They're the life of the party. They want to have the party. There are no parties happening. They love being around people. Virtual just isn't quite cutting it. Do you feel the struggle already? They're fast-paced. They're the people that when you go to networking events, you want to be with them because they'll talk to everybody and everybody loves them, right? But there are no networking events. There are no social events at all. Have you ever been to a ball game or a restaurant full of lots of laughing people? And I know this is really hard to imagine right now because, well, it's at least been a month since I've done any of that, much less watch it on TV. Yeah. Well, all those people having fun and laughing, like I said, this is all gone. So this personality style, and we all have a little bit of this in us. Might not be our primary, but we have some. This personality style really thrives on that social interactivity, and they need that recognition. I'm going to read another portion of this here. They love interactivity with people. So during this time of being away from that extended family and friends and coworkers and crowds, it can feel like a loss to them, and they're going to have loss of energy. They're going to even experience possibly depression. So because of that outgoing nature, they feel cut off. They are most likely spending a lot of time talking on the phone. Anything FaceTime related would be better. Any kind of Zoom. Turn on your video, please. I want to see you, is where the I is coming out. When this happens, their energy will pick up. So, if you have a mother, hey children, if you're watching my videos, if you have a mother that says, let's Zoom, it's because the I is craving just seeing people. I'd rather have a hug, right? I'd rather be with you, but the I needs this. So help out your I friends to avoid this depression that really is setting in quickly and easily. Have some connections somehow. All right, let's talk about the S. Very supportive, sweet, shy. They're very submissive. They are the rule followers. Their friends, the C's, are rule. Well, they're also rule followers. Okay, the I's and the D's are the rule breakers. The S's, actually, they think they've died and gone to heaven. They are loving this. They're home with their family, with the people they love to be around. They get that individual time. They're loving this. The rush of everyday life, it's not happening right now. They love the slower pace, the steadiness here. They love the fact that they can take a breath and smile. Of course, we want everybody to be healthy. We want the jobs to still be happening. But the pace has slowed down. Everything's about relationships with a high S behavioral style, okay? So with the high S, they do feel terrible about what's happening in the world. So that emotion is kind of stirring in them, and it's almost like a fight within them, right? They love being home, but yet, people are suffering. They will be the first ones to provide medical care, provide food, go pick up things. They'll be the first ones. They'll be excited if you ask them to help them out a little bit. The S personalities have extremely huge hearts, and they really want to protect everybody from danger during this time. So recognize that. For those high S's who are asking, hey, what can I do? How can I help? Give them something. Truly, we all need something. So use your S friends in the time of need. And then we have our high C's. Cautious, calculated, competent, correct. They're very correct. They've done all the research to find out exactly what the answer is. It's going to be a high C behavioral style that's going to figure out the vaccine or the cure for COVID-19, because they're analyzing everything, every angle, every piece. They're looking at all details. So with that in mind, a high C personality, they think being alone and continuing to work on the computer with hardly any social interaction is actually a perfect scenario. That's going to bring success. So the fact that the manager says, we need to get on Zoom every morning and say hi to everybody, what a waste of time, is what a C thinks. Now, if a high C is a manager, we need to step into our I role and remember we have eyes on the team, and remember the value that even a high C has value when you can connect visually and connect with people. So even though they really like to be alone and they are very successful when they're alone, there's a lot of value and encouragement when you see people, especially from your manager, especially to get some kudos. Everybody lights up with that type of recognition. So a C's attitude is, I'll read this here, do your duty, stay focused on what you're doing, wash your hands, be careful what you do and say, especially when you put it in writing, plan your work, then work your plan. And their thought is, what's wrong with that? That's a great system. Let's follow it. Well, because they have such a strong sense of being right, they are extremely disappointed in the entire situation that this entire COVID-19 thing has even existed in the first place. They live a life that is so routine and rudimentary and structured, that how could this happen? How could somebody be so irresponsible and not wash their hands and spread it to other people? How there's a lot of frustration within the mind of a high C. I have frustration. I have C qualities, but not as high as my D, and I definitely have these frustrations. They know it will be smart people who will get us out of this situation. Like I said before, it's going to be a high C behavioral style that will probably figure out the end of our story here. They'll figure out a vaccine. They'll figure out something. We love every person in every quadrant, and we truly need every person in every quadrant. So wherever you sit, whether you're a D or an I, S or C, whether you're people or task, whether you're fast or steady, doesn't matter. We need everybody. And we also need to remember how to connect together. So as you go about your day, reach out to those that truly need a social interaction. Send an email, connect with them with video, and give time for people to be working alone and getting stuff accomplished. Also give ideas. Give ideas to those that need to be productive, want to give back, and let everybody run with it. I'm finding that a lot of companies are finding and seeing the productivity is still happening with their employees working from home. So our new norm might be related to this. But regardless, we still work with people. Don't forget about them. Connect, grow, develop. See you next time.